just wanted to issue a quick update for all of you guys in regards to the MyID information that I put out last night on my channel. If you guys haven't seen that video, it is the one where I shared an article with you guys from the Gateway Pundit, and they were talking about a local farmer that they had interviewed who said that this MyID information had been heavily promoted in his town of East Palestine, Ohio, where the train derailment took place prior to the event, right? And if you guys watch that, you can see the news clip that came from the original local news channel there that stated that they were trying to, get everybody on board with this. They wanted all 4,700 residents to take part in this program. What I didn't understand at the time when I shared this information is what MyID actually is, what it entails. So a lot of the information that he had mentioned in there, where he said that it was biometric screening, that it was monitoring your health, that kind of thing, as far as your heart rate and your breathing and all of that. I don't believe that to be accurate. So I did want to go ahead and touch on that. He is 70 years old, guys. I'm sure that he doesn't understand the way all of this tech works. And to him, maybe that was accurate information. And that's why we need to do a better job. I need to do a better job as a content creator and make sure that I'm really delving into this and understanding myself what something is before I go ahead and put out information. To me, it still does not take away from the fact that they wanted 4,700 residents, otherwise healthy people, to sign up for this program. They wanted them all to have this either a bracelet, they have wearables, they have tags, they have stickers, whatever it was that they were trying to promote, so that they had their health information readily accessible. That does not negate that in my mind. You guys can see that however you want to, but I think that's where we need to be completely transparent, right? Is that, I have my own opinions, as do all of you guys. And so for me, there is a lot of stuff that is still not adding up. We can add this to it. We can also add, the movie White Noise that was filmed in that town prior to all of this, that was very similar to the actual event that took place. We can talk about how the CDC has, changed the verbiage as far as the toxin thresholds and language there surrounding the vinyl chloride. You guys can check into that for yourself. I'm not going to go on here and say that it is or it isn't, unless I had access to that information prior to that change. It's hard to actually say unequivocally that that's what happened. And I think that's the issue that we find ourselves in with a lot of this, right? Somebody had said to me that you're only as good as the information you provide. But what you need to understand is that we're only as good as the information that we are provided. Unless any of us were actually at the location, unless we had firsthand experience, unless we were there, nobody is going to have that kind of information. We are all trying to pull the pieces together, put the puzzle together, if you will, in every situation. So for me, I'm looking for patterns. I don't know if that's how you guys are viewing this, but I'm looking at what I do know. I'm trying to put the patterns together, and something about this just does not smell right for me. I am going to go ahead and play you a clip of what the MyID actually looks like. You guys can go ahead and do your own research. That is something that I am always telling you to do. So I'm going to go ahead and play that clip right now for you.
MyID is a medical profile that helps individuals manage their health information. Our platform provides an extensive medical profile that is immediately available anytime, anywhere. MyID is the easiest way to update, access, and store all of your health information. No matter how knowledgeable, a doctor may be of no help if you can't communicate clearly. MyID stores all of your medical information in one place for quick and easy reference. In an emergency, MyID can also be used to save your life by giving first responders instant access to your profile. Your profile can be accessed anywhere using MyID products such as bracelets, wallet cards, mobile app, and sticker kits. You can connect directly to others through the MyID community to share your story, ask questions, and receive advice from others living with your same condition. MyID. Manage and store your information. Save your life in an emergency. And communicate clearly.
So what I get from this, guys, is that they want all of our medical information accessible, right? So I understand that there are people, right, that might have epilepsy, they might have diabetes, they might have some other ailment, and maybe they want that information readily available to them in case of an emergency and they were to be unconscious, right? And that's how they're selling this. They're selling this like, it's a really good idea because you might be incapacitated in some way, and it's going to help you to get that life-saving medical treatment that you might need. And I understand that, but at the same time, I don't understand that. And that is because I look at this, and if you look at the clip, there is a part in the clip where she is pulling up this information on her phone, and you can see where it says health records, it says will, it says all of this other information. It's got phone numbers, it's got all of her medications, it's got contacts, it's got so much stuff in this, guys, that I don't know why anybody would really want. I mean, it's got their pregnancy information, what have you, all stored in this. It's probably got your blood type. I think that's a little bit much. And for me, anything that is scannable, if you have that QR code on there, that means that anybody who has that app might have the ability to access that information. Do you really want your information that easily accessible to anyone in a network of people? Because they're promoting this like it is good nationwide. Wherever you have an emergency, all these people are going to have access. That means there's going to be more opportunity for bad players to get in there and steal that information. The more that we have easily accessible, the more accessible it is to a bad actor, right? So I want you to think about that. Is that really a good idea? And I think that what we are seeing a lot is the normalization of these things, right? Even if this doesn't have the biometrics, it doesn't have all of the tracking and tracing capabilities yet, it is conditioning us to go that route. They want to normalize this so that everybody is comfortable with this wearable, everybody is comfortable with this information being on them at all times in their phone, whatever it is, so that they can, have more access to our information. And I want you guys to understand that they're going to sell you all of the benefits. In every scenario, you're always going to see the benefits, you're never going to see the risks. And we know that all of these cyber threats, cyber attacks, personal information, infrastructure being hacked and attacked, that's all stuff that has been proven to be true. And when I look at this, I look at the health crisis that we've dealt with for the last few years, and I just remember everybody walking around with these face coverings for several years, and everybody being told to stay 6 feet apart, and everybody being told that they can only have a certain number of people in their household. If that isn't conditioning, guys, then I don't know what is. And that is exactly what I feel like they are doing with this. They are heading us in that direction. It may not be quite there yet as far as the tracking, tracing, monitoring of your vitals. Now, I do know that if you had a Fitbit or something, you could go ahead and attach this to that device. Now, whether or not that is being transponded, I doubt it. I don't think that it is yet, but I think that is the direction that they're heading us in. And if you guys follow my channel, you understand that I believe heavily in these global elites, what they are trying to do, they're at the top of the pyramid. They're infiltrating down through the governments. They're infiltrating down through the businesses. They're getting involved in, all these, our healthcare and our, big bank, all this stuff. They have their tentacles in everything. And I don't believe that there is, there's too many coincidences surrounding this whole issue that happened in East Palestine, Ohio. Now, if you don't believe that, that's up to you. That is why I always tell you guys to do your own research. It is imperative that you do your own research, that you don't ever believe anything that any one of us puts out here, because we can get it wrong, right? We can get some of this stuff wrong. And it's important that when we do get it wrong, we do clarify that for you guys so that we maintain, credibility. But I'm not going to tell you that I'm not going to make mistakes going forward, because there is, there's so many things going on all the time. There's a lot of moving parts to this stuff. And unless I spend probably days worth of research on one article that I bring you, I may make a mistake. And I have to tell you that every person on here who's sharing a lot of what we are sharing our own personal opinions. We are sharing the facts that we have, pulled out for you. And probably a lot of the larger channels that you watch have made mistakes like this as well. And they have, put out information? Did they intend to deceive you? No, none of us intends to deceive you. And that is why the majority of us are always telling you, you need to be responsible for the information that you dig up. Don't just take our word for it. And I think that what we need to guard against, right, is just immediately assuming the intent of the individual that is sharing information with you. I believe that most people's hearts are in the right place, and we are not just trying to dramatize something to get clicks or views. We are trying to bring you information that we find critical. And so we may go ahead and, have a catchier thumbnail, or we may have a catchier title, but that is so that we get that information out there to you, and so that we arm you with more information. That is what that is about. That is not to get clicks and views, as a lot of these people will accuse you of. So I want us to do a better job in the community of not instantly assuming intent about anyone. That is one of the reasons why on my channel, I will not go on here and play Monday morning quarterback and, obscurely talk about an incident that somebody else reported on, and either name drop or say it in a way that everybody knows who I'm talking about, because I don't think that kind of thing is right. I think we all have our own opinions, we all have our own experiences, and we all mean well. And at the end of the day, we should be trying to better one another. We need to tell each other if we find something that is incorrect, so that that person has an opportunity to fix that. But at the end of the day, I don't think that we should be going on here and, essentially calling somebody out because we think that they're wrong and we think that we're right. We need to realize that everybody has information that they are bringing from their own angle, the way they can see that, and not, they don't see all of the moving pieces. Sometimes there might be something that's blocked and that they didn't get that information. So if you guys have enjoyed this video today, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And remember to pray, prep, and put God first. God bless.